Yo, what's up, guys? Just gonna give you this super quick Invicta FC61 breakdown and predictions video. My bad for putting it out so late. I was gonna put out a PFL video, man, but they switched a bunch of fights last minute. I had already recorded the video, and I probably still should have put it out because, if you went on Patreon, I got 8 for 8 on picks, and we won the 2 bets that we put out. So probably still should have released it. That was my bad on that, but gonna give you guys this right here. And I do got 2 bets on this card on Patreon, so go check that out if you're interested. But gonna start on the main event. Lily Ferreira, who's the current champion, taking on Anna Palacios. I'm gonna go with the underdog here. I'm gonna go with the challenger in Palacios. I feel like this is a very similar fight to the last one that she had versus Monique Andrade. You look at Ferreira, she's strong for 105. She'll come forward and can wrestle you against the cage well when she actually can get you there. But a lot of the fights, she doesn't tend to really press the action. She's waiting for one big counter left hook or one big overhand over the top for you to smother your work so she can clinch you. And with Palacios, she's going to be active with kicks on the outside. She's going to be bouncing, moving, evasive. She has good conditioning. I feel like this 5-round atmosphere is going to help Palacios as well because once she gets the rhythm and the beat on her kicks and her movement, I think that she's going to be able to out volume Ferreira, and Ferreira is going to slowly get a little more tired, and it's going to start to be more clear who's winning. But early on, Palacios just has to be aware that she can't throw naked kicks. She's going to be in danger of getting sniped with a big counter. She did get dropped her last fight. She was throwing a kick at the same time, and it didn't seem like she was too hurt, but just be wary of that. And then as far as the grappling goes, Palacios is a black belt, so I feel like she has good enough wrestling, and her movement is going to make it hard for Ferreira to wrestle in general. And if they do get in some exchanges on the mat, I think that Palacios can more than hold her own there. So honestly, I got to go with Palacios here as the plus 200 dog. I think she is maybe a little bit shorter of a favorite on some books, but plus 200 on Bovada right now, I believe, and I think she's going to get the victory. But let's move it on to the co-main event on this card where we got Jamie Edington taking on Jackie Cataline, and this one to me is a pass. I mean, I agree with the line being pretty close because on paper, man, I think this is a good fight for Jackie. I think that you look at Jamie Edington, yeah, she has some hype. She looked good coming over to Invicta for the first time, but I feel like her wrestling hasn't been tested, especially against someone at Cataline's level. And I think that Jackie can hit the takedowns and easily control her on top. I think she can get Jamie tired by wrestling her as well, even though both these girls you can kind of say slow down. I think Cataline will be a little bit better with the wrestling cardio. Edington has a big right hand, has some power. She's going to walk you down, and I think she's definitely the better striker, but I don't see her being able to stuff the takedowns or get off the cage. Cataline, she's in a weird phase of her career right now. She's like full pay me mode. She's doing power slap. She got rocked really bad in January in a power slap fight, like twice, 2 rounds in a row. So I could see why a lot of people are jumping on Edington, but Cataline, her last 2 MMA fights didn't even get hit. It's like she wants to go fucking do power slap and get rocked when she's not even getting touched in MMA fights. It's kind of stupid, but I guess at this point where she is age-wise and everything, kind of maybe just knows that she's not going to get that big payday and just trying to get what she can. But I'm going to go with Cataline here. Maybe she'll get knocked out. Maybe it'll look like a bad pick. But I think she can use the wrestling to get the win here, and I'm not fully sold on Jamie Edington. But next fight we got on the card, Emily Ducote taking on Tayane Souza. Not a lot to say about this one. I mean, Ducote had another opponent that she was going to fight that fell off. This is a short notice step in here, and Souza hasn't fought in a long time, but she does train with good people. You see her training in Ribas family, which has like Alexia Tainara, Carol Hulsa, trains over there. Obviously, Amanda Hebos and a few other girls, and she looks decent skill-wise, but it seems like she's one of these fighters where if she can't get her way early, she's going to look for the way out. And I feel like Ducote, she got a nice finish in her last Invicta fight when she came back outside of the UFC. And I think she realized that if she wants to get back into the big show, she needs to be more entertaining, because it wasn't like she was doing bad against good fighters. She just didn't have a fan favorite style. That's why she got cut. So I think she's going to do the business here, probably get a finish. I'll say she gets a submission in this fight and the first round. But moving it on here, we got Riley Martinez. She's going to be taking on Jaylene Robledo. Awesome fight, man. Sick fight. I think that this fight could go either way. Riley Martinez, early on is hell on wheels. She comes forward, throws big punches. She has good wrestling. When she gets you down, she's immediately looking to finish you. But Jaylene Robledo, man, 21 years old, really good boxing. I feel like Riley Martinez, she's going to jump on her early with that intensity, and she's going to be hitting harder and coming forward. So if Robledo can't handle that, maybe Martinez could win the stand-up, but I think Robledo has better hands. I mean, she has a nice jab, nice combinations on the inside. She's crispy. And I think if Martinez can't get that kind of overwhelming moment where she could finish or do damage on Robledo and change the fight for the duration that it lasts, that Robledo is probably going to be able to have the superior cardio and land the crisper shots over time on the feet. And then I feel like a lot of people are giving Robledo a lot of shit for her last fight, man. She was fighting a freaking world champion, or Pan American champion, gold medalist in wrestling, someone that was a bronze medalist at the World Championships in 2021, a beast wrestler at 21 years old, and she was able to beat her. And that Forrest had beaten Bridget Chase right before she fought Jaylene Robledo, which is a hell of a fighter in Bridget's own right. So I see that as a great win. I saw some people were kind of saying Riley Martinez is going to wrestle her because of that performance. I feel like that's, I don't know, maybe they didn't know who Forrest was, but I think that Robledo has a good guillotine. Her grappling is good. She has good wrestling defense, good get-ups. And I think she can outlast Riley Martinez and win here and get the victory. And Martinez is a hell of a prospect. Super intense. So I don't really want to get in front of her, like bet against her. So for me, it's a pass. But I'm going to go with the young gun here. I'm going to go with Robledo. And yeah, man. So the next fight we got on this card is Tainara Silva. She's going to be taking on Claire Lopez. And this is the fight that I really have the least amount to say about. Tainara, she hasn't fought since 2022. Claire Lopez, kind of a older vet that's fought all over the world and had some decisions that probably should have went her way that didn't, and has gotten some nice finishes. She's a good grappler. She's definitely fought the higher level competition. So just off that, I have to say she gets the win. But Tainara is another one of these girls where she's a Rebus family fighter coming in here on short notice. So maybe they've been working in the dark and they're going to come in and look good. And Silva also, her losses are to really good fighters. And then she's won 4 of her last 5 after kind of starting slow. She's not super old, so she could come back with some, skills and maybe surprise here. But I'm going to go with Lopez. And in terms of a bet or anything, I mean, dog or pass, but it would just be a blind bet, so no real interest there. And Joy Pendle taking on Marilia Moraes in this next one. Gotta say it's Pendle all day here, and I agree with the line. I think she could even be a wider favorite. Pendle's not necessarily like an elite fighter, but she's really tenacious. She comes forward, good grappling. She's going to push the pace. She could take a shot to give a shot, and she's going to fight hard for the whole fight. And with Marilia Moraes, we've seen her have 2 fights, one in CFFC, one in PFL, where just showed no grappling defense. Once it went to the ground, she got finished really quickly. Her wrestling defense left a lot to be desired in both fights. And all of her wins are years ago against fighters that are obscure, that have bad records or inexperienced. And, I just think Pendle's going to get her to the ground, take her back, and choke her out. Pendle has some decent wins, and I think Joy Pendle's going to get the victory. But, yeah, man, and the fight that's kicking off the card, Zoe Nowicki versus Kelly Marin. I got to say, Kelly Marin's definitely cannon fodder here, you have to imagine. She's one of these, string bean scarecrow type of Muay Thai fighters where she comes forward super tough. She kind of tall, long, and lanky, so she's moving all over the place when she's taking shots, but she keeps coming forward, and she's trying to break you with pressure, and it's not like she has power, but she's going to throw a lot of volume. She'll throw kicks, knees, elbows inside, a lot of kicks, and if you slow down, she can kind of take over, but I think she started training in her like early to mid 30s. She was a dancer previously. Uh, no grappling that I've seen really. Low level wrestling skill. And Zona Wiki is one of the best female wrestlers in MMA. I mean, she's in the Wrestling Hall of Fame. She was, I believe, one of two females that actually placed in high school in Michigan for wrestling in the state tournament. She has, I believe, national team credentials, so super good wrestler, been doing this forever, really aggressive on the feet, good grappler. She looks like she can be the real deal, so I think she can get the first round submission here. So that's a full Invicta breakdown for you guys. Sorry for putting out late. Once again, hopefully you enjoyed it. I would say, Pendle is a safe parlay piece there, and then the two huge favorites obviously are likely to win, but they're not going to really pay you too much. But I think Palacios and Ferreira is going to go over. I got to go with Palacios as well. So for the parlay on this card, I would say go with the Palacios Ferreira over at minus 300, and then add Enjoy Pendle as well on that. And if you want to bet an underdog, go for Palacios. So thanks for watching, guys. And yeah, man, stay locked into the channel. Appreciate it.